Hi Cancer, welcome to your mid-April 2022 tarot update. It's Rena here. So I did pick the first card. I had to start over again because I was repositioning my new tripod, which I am so grateful for. Worked out. Okay. Alrighty then. I could put all these down here too, if I wanted to. The heart of the matter is the Seven of Swords, and this can be a card of, you see the person, that's supposed to be the moonlight, so the person's kind of slinking away, and you have that raven like photobombing. The swords cards that are challenging, they in this particular deck they show like black birds, so it's kind of showing the drama or the negativity of the situation. Although the Two of Swords, I've never seen that as kind of a negative card. So I think that, and I don't think they do that with all the swords cards, but I'm not entirely sure. Yeah, no, this one, yeah, they might. I don't know. But this, because the swords relate to thought, they might be saying that thoughts can naturally be negative because the person is, they have preconceived notions that are not really in alignment with something that is positive. And that, Eckhart Tolle would probably agree with that thoughts are what create a lot of the suffering that people have. And I just want to keep going because I'll elaborate on that Seven of Swords. So we have the Judgment card in the past position. And I figured out when I pulled this yesterday that that's like a sign of rebirth. They have her like a holograph, or her, a version of herself that's almost like a higher self. And this is a card, obviously, we could be talking about somebody's judgment about the people that they choose to have in their life. So the Seven of Swords can be somebody who is stealing from you, either stealing material goods, stealing, what do they call it, intellectual property, or cheating, like if this is a relationship issue. And the Judgment card can be like somebody who didn't show good judgment, and this is kind of like reaping what you have sown because of that. And you might even know that yourself and be kicking yourself and saying, I should have known better. The Judgment card can also be a card of legal judgment. So if you have just gotten divorced, for instance, and the Seven of Swords in that context would be kind of maybe even like, you're going on your own and you're not necessarily hanging out with people as much because you're trying to distance yourself from the old scene or, what you used to do because you're remaking your life altogether. The higher message or the bigger picture is the Two of Swords. I would say this is a crossroads in your life in some way, Cancer. And there are probably two paths that you are torn between going down. And I think that the word that came into my mind is familiar, probably meaning familiarity. And you know how they have that saying, familiarity breeds contempt. If that scenario that I gave you, if you've kind of broken up with somebody, or it was an actual legal, situation like a divorce, and you're thinking about maybe even living somewhere else, just changing your life on a massive level, or staying around and trying to pick up the pieces that way, um, it can be something where if you have to really look at what you're dealing with from a higher perspective rather than just what you want in a that feels safer, because cancer really does sometimes get attached to the past, and the past may be something that had some good memories, but it is keeping you back. It's holding you back. So you have to be willing to let go of things that have outlived or outserved their purpose. Well, crosses use the Three of Swords, and this is a card of rejection, heartbreak. Obviously, that kind of hard situation. And also the Three of Swords can even be like a three-party situation. So with the Two of Swords, that might even be on your end. Well, no, I shouldn't say that. I was going to say maybe you're the one that's having, two people that you're dealing with. But I actually think that would probably be more like, well, I'm not going to say, let me just put it that way. If you're involved in a three-party situation, whether you are seeing two people or you're with someone who also is with someone else, understand that, these kinds of situations, the same themes come up. One is lack of trust. If you're involved with somebody who's involved with somebody else, somewhere inside of yourself, you probably don't trust that person because they have the capacity to lie to their primary partner. And that that's possible that they could do that to you. Whether you acknowledge that on a conscious level or not, I think that that's something that is probably, at a deeper level, you understand that. If you're involved with someone and you're also, for instance, married, and you may feel this sense of like that you did not show good judgment for doing something like that, you have to look at the reasons that prompted you. So I'm saying in both situations, it all comes back to you and what your emotional needs have been. And you have to, that's why the Seven of Swords sometimes, to me, can be going on your own and letting go of all of that. But the Three of Swords can be not having a clean break. Maybe you're letting something be on again, off again, and it's just kind of, it keeps tearing at you. And it's hard for you to kind of like let go of it completely for whatever reason. What's coming in is the Nine of Pentacles. This is a card of somebody who is financially independent. So in that particular case, I'm thinking of the Cancers who, if you did get divorced, you're with someone who maybe they want a cut of your money and you feel sympathy towards them, and that's kind of keeping you held back from just doing your own thing. But it's kind of like, it's interesting that the last two cards are Pentacles, because it really brings it back down to the material level, which is that sense of tangibility. The Swords, you got like a couple of swords as well, and that's theoretical. That's in the mind. But the Pentacles is everything that you can assess, measure in a physical kind of a way. And that can make you feel like you're grounded and that you have some kind of firm foundation under you. Because the outcome card is the Page of Pentacles, and this is a card of a message about money. This could be a job offer. If this situation is connected to some kind of a work thing, that's why I said intellectual property, that somebody may be taking your ideas and using them themselves. And, you have the choice whether or not to stick with it. This could be this kind of, you get this opportunity with the Page of Pentacles to work someplace else, because the Three of Swords in that situation, maybe you were assuming that you were going to get this, what do you call it, like a job offer, promotion, and somebody else got it. And that's what the Seven of Swords represents, is that you feel like they almost like stole it from you in a way. And you might feel very resentful about that, because you feel like there was some kind of a theft. And really, it was your judgment that you have to go back to, because perhaps you trusted somebody that you shouldn't have trusted in the first place. Okay, well, that's what I have for you, Cancer. I hope that this resonated. If you would like a personal reading, I'm primarily an astrologer, so I do a lot of chart interpretations. I have a special deal called the Deep Dive, which is an hour of chart analysis with an hour of important transits for the next year. You can find out more about that reading and others at the link below. Thank you for watching. Take care. Bye.